God says, I have watched the weight you carry in your spirit, the unanswered questions swirling in your mind when the night is long and silence fills the room. I've seen you try to distract yourself, convincing yourself you can make it through another day without knowing, without opening, without listening to the voice I've been sending through my servant Michael. My child, Archangel Michael, is weeping loudly, not out of human anger, but from the sorrow he feels watching you walk so close to danger without realizing it. He has tried to whisper to you, send signs, touch your shoulder in the silence, guide you through dreams. But each time, you postponed the moment. Each time, you said you'd return to it later. Michael saw what I saw. A confession made about you. A word spoken in secret. A truth buried so deeply it was meant to destroy you from within. My child, this is not a warning to be taken lightly. This is not a vague caution. This is the moment when everything you thought you knew about this person will change in an instant. Even now, as I speak these words to you, movement is happening in the spiritual realm. In the heavenly courtroom, records are being opened, documents, conversations, and actions you've never seen, yet each one directly affects your life. Michael stands at the center, holding a scroll containing a confession so deep it will shake you to your core. This scroll is sealed with divine wax, not to hide it from you, but because the seal must be broken by your willingness to hear. Michael has pleaded with you to open your heart, to take this moment seriously. This person has lived behind a mask. They looked you in the eyes with smiles and words that seemed safe. But I tell you, those smiles were disguises, and their words were carefully crafted to conceal what they were truly doing. In the hours when you rested, in the moments you felt safe, they spoke about you to someone else, pouring out confessions that would make your soul tremble. They didn't know the walls of their secret room were thin in the spirit. They didn't know every word they spoke echoed to me. My child, this is why Michael weeps. He doesn't want you to remain blind to what has happened. He has already stood between you and an attack you never saw coming. And now he stands before you with the truth, begging you not to turn away again. You felt it lately, deep in your being. That strange heaviness when you see their name. That unexplainable tension in your chest when you think of them. This is not paranoia, my child. This is discernment knocking on the door of your heart. It is me trying to show you that your unease has a reason. I've watched how they move around you, how they ask certain questions just to gauge how much you know. They are afraid, not because they love you, but because their secret burns like fire within them, and they fear the day it escapes. They don't realize that day has come. Michael has spoken to you in dreams, through subtle delays, sudden feelings. But you've been so busy, so consumed by other noise, that you've missed him again and again. My child, Michael's tears are not light. They fall like burning drops of heavenly sorrow. And every time you delay his message, every time you say, "This can wait," those tears grow heavier. I tell you now, this moment can no longer be missed. You will never be the same after hearing this confession. But you must hear it, not to be crushed, but to be freed from the invisible chains you didn't even know were binding you. The confession was never meant for your ears. They spoke it thinking it would remain hidden. They spoke it to someone they trusted, someone who also harbors dark intentions toward you. But in my kingdom, no door is truly closed. When I decide to reveal truth, I command even the winds to carry their words to Michael's ears. I allowed the echo of their voice to travel beyond time and space, so that heaven's record would hold no doubt about what was said. That's why Michael's voice has been so urgent. He knows that the longer you live without this knowledge, the more power they have to manipulate, deceive, and block the blessings I've prepared for you. You've prayed for breakthrough. You've asked me why certain doors haven't opened, why some relationships remain strained, why opportunities seem to slip away. My child, some of those delays were not due to lack of faith, but because this person's confession planted seeds of resistance in the spiritual atmosphere around you. Words carry power, and the words spoken against you were not careless or accidental. They were intentional. They were designed to make others doubt you, to turn hearts away from you, to block favor before it could reach you. But I am the God of justice, and I will not allow such injustice to remain hidden forever. That's why you're reading this now. That's why the urgency you feel in this moment is so sharp. In this season, Michael is closer to you than ever before. His sword is drawn, not just for battle in the unseen, but to cut through every lie that has wrapped itself around your life. He is ready to place the scroll in your hands so you can read every detail of the confession. But you must take it seriously. You cannot miss this again, because with every passing hour, they are taking new steps to cover their tracks. They are deleting things, rewriting their version of events, speaking to others to root their lies before the truth emerges. But they are too late. Heaven has already recorded everything. I know, my child, your heart will break when you hear the full depth of their words. You may feel betrayed, angry, even numb, but I promise you, what the enemy meant for harm, I will turn for your good. This confession will not destroy you. It will free you. It will explain why certain people change toward you. It will clarify moments that never made sense. It will restore your clarity, your strength, and your ability to trust me fully again. The scroll of truth is ready to be opened. Even now, I see you remembering the moments when Michael tried to get your attention. A sudden thought, an unusual coincidence, a strange feeling you couldn't explain. You brushed it off, thinking it meant nothing, but it meant everything. My child, if you knew how close you came to a trap by ignoring his warning, you would weep as he does. Yet you are still here because I allowed him to protect you, even when you weren't listening. And now, that shield comes bearing truth. Someone you thought you knew has confessed something about you, something that will forever change the way you see them. Do not fear the change, my child. I am with you in this. I will not let this truth destroy your spirit. I will use it to prepare you for what comes next. For every person who turns away from what they hear, I will send 2 more who will stand with you, believe in you, and help lift you higher than before. For every door closed by their words, I will open a better one no human hand can shut. Michael stands before you now, his voice trembling. His eyes are filled with tears, not falling to the earth, but into the spiritual registry, bearing witness to his love for you. He says again, this is not a joke. This is not something to dismiss. This is the moment you open, listen, receive, and act. Because after this, you will never be the same. And that is exactly what heaven intended. Michael's voice shakes, because he has held back so many details, waiting for your heart to be ready to hear them. I see how you've lived these past days with a sense that something in the air around you isn't right, but you couldn't explain it. That feeling wasn't random. It wasn't a fleeting mood. It was the spiritual weight of what has been hidden, pressing against the walls of your life, trying to seep in and sabotage your destiny. Michael stands at the gates of your life with his sword drawn and wings spread wide, blocking what was meant to destroy you. But he knows he cannot guard you forever if you keep ignoring the warning. A soldier can protect the gate, but if the one inside opens the door without looking, the enemy will still enter. Do you hear me, my child? This is why Michael weeps. Because you were inches away from opening the door to someone who does not wish you well, and you didn't even know it. The confession was not a slip of the tongue. It was not harmless. It was intentional, calculated, and designed to alter how others perceive you. The person who spoke it did so because they could no longer carry the weight of their own guilt. They thought the conversation would bring them relief. But instead, their words became arrows in the enemy's hands, aimed at your reputation, your relationships, your peace. In their confession, they admitted something that crossed a line, something they believed you would never discover. But pride wouldn't let them stay silent, so they whispered it to someone they trusted to keep the secret. But that person is loyal neither to them nor to you. They are loyal only to chaos. And so the words spread. They found their way into circles you never imagined would hear such things. When Michael heard it in the spiritual realm, his entire being trembled. Not because the enemy was stronger, but because he knew how fragile the human heart can be when shattered by betrayal. He knew it would be hard for you to believe that someone so close, so trusted, could say something so cruel. He knew you'd want to deny it, excuse it, convince yourself it wasn't that serious. But my child, it was serious. Their words were seeds of destruction, sown into the minds of people whose opinions matter to you, people whose support you need, people whose influence can open or close major doors in your life. And yet, here is my mercy. Before those seeds could take root and grow into a tree of lies, I sent Michael to uproot them. You've wondered why certain people's energy toward you suddenly changed, why conversations grew colder, why opportunities vanished. You asked me in prayer, Lord, what did I do wrong? But I tell you, you did nothing wrong. The shifts you felt were the ripple effects of a confession that went ahead of you, painting a false version of who you are. The enemy hoped you'd never find out, that you'd live under the weight of an invisible stain. But I will not let you carry a burden that doesn't belong to you. I will expose what was said. I will confront the source, and I will restore the ground that was stolen from you. This cannot wait. Michael pleads so urgently because the enemy knows the truth is about to surface. And when the enemy senses exposure, he scrambles to rewrite the story, casting himself as the victim and you as the aggressor. That is exactly what they're doing right now. Even as you read these words, they are negotiating, sowing confusion, preparing excuses. But they don't know heaven has already prepared the soil for their confession to be revealed exactly as it happened. They cannot rewrite what is already recorded in the heavenly archives. My child, when you hear and fully absorb this confession, you will remember all the little things that once seemed strange. Sideways glances, sudden silences, awkward shifts in conversation. You will see them for what they truly were, signs that others already knew something you didn't. But instead of letting this crush you, I want you to let it free you. Because once you know the truth, you will no longer wander in the dark. Once you know the truth, you will reclaim the power the enemy tried to steal and distort. Michael's tears are not weakness. They are love. He loves those I've assigned him to protect, and you are one of those precious ones. When he sees you turn away from his warning, it wounds him deeply, not out of pride, but because he knows how much harder your battle will be if you delay. That's why he weeps now. A cry so loud it shakes the heavens. A cry that cannot be ignored. The angels around him pause when they hear it, because they know when Michael cries, it's because the soul he loves stands at the edge of something life-altering. You are standing at the edge of a cliff. The path ahead splits in two. One leads to the safety I've prepared for you. The other leads to the enemy's trap. I show you this not to frighten you, but because I love you enough to stop you. I offer you this choice, not in the noise, but in the silence, where you can hear me clearly. This is your moment to decide. No more ignoring Michael. This is your moment to receive the scroll, to break the seal, and finally learn what has been revealed about you. And when you do, my child, you will feel two things at once. Pain, because betrayal always stings, and relief, because the shadow will finally lift. You'll realize the heaviness you carried wasn't yours. It came from the weight of someone else's hidden words pressing against your spirit. And once that weight is gone, you'll walk lighter, think clearer, and stand firmer. Even now as you breathe, something is shifting within you. The air is changing. Angels are aligning events in your favor. Conversations are being prepared to bring this confession to your ears, so clearly you won't be able to deny it. The truth is breaking through. People you never expected will step forward, unable to hold the truth inside any longer. And when it happens, you'll remember this moment and realize, I've been preparing you for it. Michael is not finished speaking. He stands closer than ever, whispering, even weeping. He says, I saw the arrows they aimed at you. I caught them mid-air before they could pierce your heart. I fought battles you never saw, against forces that would have consumed you whole. And I would do it 1,000 times again if it meant you could live in truth. But I need you with me now. I need you to believe me when I say, this is no joke. This will change everything. And if you don't open your heart now, you'll face something you'll wish you had avoided. My child, do not miss this moment. Do not let the enemy's lies continue to occupy the minds of those around you. I offer you truth as a shield. The choice to accept it is yours. But know this, when you choose truth, heaven fights for you more fiercely than you could ever fight for yourself. And Michael's tears will turn into a victory cry, a cry not of sorrow, but of triumph. Because you finally heard, you finally opened, and you will never be the same. My child, you must understand, everything I do is in its appointed time. This is not just another warning to shelve and forget. This is a moment when the veil is torn, when the spiritual curtain is lifted, so you can finally see what's been hiding in the shadows. I waited patiently for the right moment to reveal this to you, because if you had known earlier, the pain might have been too great. You might have acted from offense instead of wisdom. But now, you are ready, ready to hear, ready to see, ready to step out of the fog and into my light. Michael is still weeping. His tears fall like drops of liquid light. He remembers every moment he tried to shield you from what this person was doing. He remembers how close you came to situations that could have left you empty. He remembers the nights your spirit was restless and you didn't know why. It was because he stood guard, holding back forces sent to break your resolve. And yet, every time he tried to deliver the message, you passed it by, telling yourself it could wait. Beloved, those days of delay are over. The hour has come for you to lean in and listen. This confession is no small thing. It's not a passing remark. It's a calculated revelation, spoken to someone with the intent to use it as a weapon against you. They thought that by whispering it in secret, it would spread quietly, poisoning minds without your knowledge. But I intercepted it. I placed Michael directly in the path of those words, so that not a single syllable would be lost. The moment they spoke it, heaven's pen began to record. Angels who guard truth sealed it and placed it in Michael's hands. This scroll burns, my child. It burns under the weight of what was said, and it cannot remain sealed much longer. You must understand, this confession was not just emotional. It was strategic. They chose their words to make you appear weak, unreliable, and unworthy in the eyes of others. They believed that if they could control the narrative, they could control your destiny. But they forgot something vital. Your destiny is not in human hands. It is in mine. And I will not allow it to be rewritten by deception. Still, the power of their words remains until they are exposed, confronted, and stripped of influence. That's why this moment matters. Michael told me of the times he saw you smile at this person, still unaware of what they said behind your back. He saw your kindness toward them, your willingness to extend grace even when they didn't deserve it. And each time, it pained him to see you love someone who so eagerly caused you harm. That's why his voice trembles. That's why his tears won't stop. He is not just a messenger. He is a warrior who has fought for you, shed blood for you in the spiritual realm. And now, he cannot bear the thought of you rejecting this truth. The confession has already begun to circulate in places you don't even know. People you've never met are forming opinions about you based on the poisonous seed this person planted. Opportunities that were once open have grown distant because someone carried their words to ears meant to bless you. My child, I do not tell you this to frighten you. I tell you this so you will rise and break the chains. Right now. That's why I sent Michael to cry out so loudly. Because the longer this confession goes unaddressed, the deeper its roots grow in the soil of your destiny. I've seen how you sometimes feel like you're walking through invisible resistance, like every step forward meets unexplained pushback. That resistance has a name. It's the echo of what they said about you. But the moment you fully open to this truth, the moment you accept it and begin to act under my guidance, the resistance will break. If you believe in me, write amen, because time can no longer be wasted. Archangel Michael is here beside me, and I must tell you, he is weeping. His tears are not light or silent. They are loud, heavy, echoing across the heavens. He has tried again and again to reach you, whispering warnings, nudging you gently, guiding you away from danger. But you've kept slipping past him, ignoring the subtle signs, brushing off the quiet nudges. And now he weeps, because he must urgently tell you what he's been holding back. This is not a joke. This is not a fleeting message. This is not something to postpone. The truth is here. And once you hear it, you will never be the same. Michael's voice trembles as he shares with me what he has just revealed to you. The confession is so heavy, it has drawn heaven closer to you. It has shifted the way the unseen world operates around you. There is a person, someone you know, perhaps someone you wouldn't suspect, who opened their mouth and spoke words about you that carry weight in the spiritual realm. These are not mere gossip. These are words that bind or release, bless or curse, heal or wound. The moment heaven intervenes. Because they openly confessed, heaven now has the legal right to intervene. But first, you must hear it. You must know what was said. You must see clearly the truth that was hidden in the shadows. Michael stands with his sword of light, not trembling from fear, but from the weight of his mission to protect you. He tells me he was sent to guard you. But every time he tried to draw near, your mind was too busy, your spirit too distracted, your heart too burdened. He watched as moments to hear were missed because you told yourself, maybe later, or this isn't for me. But now Michael says, there is no later. If you don't hear this now, the moment will pass, and the miracle with it. His wings are spread around you, even as you read this. His eyes, glowing with holy fire, are fixed on you, because this moment means more than you can imagine. God says to you, my child, this confession isn't just about your past. It's about your destiny. This person, burdened by their own fate, could no longer hide what they knew. They revealed the truth others tried to bury, the truth your enemies hoped would never surface, the truth that changes the story of your life. Heaven rejoices when truth comes to light, because the enemy only operates in darkness. This confession is a crack in the wall through which light pours. What was hidden for so long is now breaking free, and with it comes your deliverance. But listen carefully. This is not something to take lightly. Michael says the words spoken about you are like keys. Keys that can unlock long-delayed blessings. Keys that can shut doors meant to harm you. That's why his cry is so loud today. He weeps not from despair, but from fierce love for you. He knows what's at stake. He knows that if you truly hear this, your life will shift, and nothing will ever be the same. But if you ignore this opportunity again, it will not return in the same way. Lately, you've felt the weight of spiritual warfare. You've sensed something stirring behind the scenes. You've noticed strange patterns, sudden obstacles, unexpected delays, unexplained shifts in relationships. None of it is random. It's the tremble before the breakthrough. And this confession is part of that rupture. God says, I am breaking chains that were hidden in plain sight. I am overturning tables where schemes were plotted against you. I am canceling the effects of every lie spoken in secret. And I am using this confession as a legal right to restore what was stolen from you. Michael leans in and speaks your name. He asks me to remind you. Every time you prayed and saw no change, something was shifting in the unseen. Every time you thought heaven was silent, Angels were moving. Every time you felt forgotten, you were being positioned. This confession is no accident. It is a sign that the time has come. You've been waiting for a turning point. This is it. The moment is here, but you must open your spirit to it. Do not let doubt distract you. Do not let fear confuse you. God says, I've already gone ahead of you. I've already prepared the way. This confession has released my power to act in ways you couldn't even imagine. Those who spoke against you will fall silent, and you won't have to lift a finger. Those who tried to take credit for your work will be exposed. Those who prayed against you will watch their own plans unravel, and those who stood with you in truth will be rewarded. You are entering a season where the line between friend and foe will become unmistakably clear, not by your will, but by mine. The reason Michael is so urgent today is because the enemy is enraged. This confession broke something in the spiritual realm, and now the enemy is trying to destroy it, but he cannot touch what I have sealed. He cannot undo what I have set in motion. He can only try to distract you, to keep you from receiving the blessing that now stands right in front of you. That's why Michael says, you cannot miss this moment. It is not like the ones you've ignored before. This is the moment when the current shifts. And if you pass it by, you'll miss the wave I'm sending. My child, you've cried enough tears in the night. You've walked enough lonely roads. You've endured enough whispers of doubt. You've survived storms that should have destroyed you. And now, the sun rises over the horizon. This confession is the first ray of light. It is proof that I've been listening all along. Proof that I've been working while you waited. It is the beginning of the answer to prayers you thought I had forgotten. Michael says to you, lift your eyes. Stop looking down in shame or fear. Look up. See the light breaking through. You are safe now. You are protected. You are covered. Nothing will harm you because heaven's army surrounds you. His voice, though trembling with urgency, is filled with strength. He will not leave you. He is devoted to you. Even when you ignored his message, he never abandoned you. Even when you missed his signs, he kept fighting for you. And now, he fights harder than ever, because he knows victory is near. God says, after this, you will never be the same. This confession will open your eyes to truths you hadn't seen. It will close wounds that have remained open too long. It will shift your vision for the future. And it will end the chapter of hidden battles. You will not return to who you were before this moment. You will walk lighter, freer, stronger. The shadows will no longer intimidate you because you will know exactly who you are in me. Know this. You are untouchable when you are under my hand. Give me your worries. Trust me with them. Here, you are safe. Here, you are protected. Here, you are loved. You are okay. Everything is aligning for you. Trust me. Pray to me. Lean on me. I am not distant. I am not delayed. I am not ignoring you. I am here, right now, speaking directly to your spirit. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. This is your invitation to step into the blessing I've prepared. Michael's tears are drying because he sees you listening. He sees your spirit awakening. He sees you taking this seriously. And now, his voice becomes a cry not of warning, but of victory. He declares the battle won, the blessing received, the confession fulfilled its purpose, and wrapping his wings around you, he whispers, "You are safe. You are loved, and you will never be the same. You will never be the same after this truth. You will never be the same after hearing what this person confessed about you. There are words that were spoken in secret, behind your back, spoken with the belief that you would never hear them. But God, who hears everything and misses nothing, has chosen this moment to reveal the truth. Michael stood in the throne room before God, pleading for your attention. His tears are not weak, they are sacred. Each one carries the weight of love, urgency, and protection. He has fought for you in battles you never knew existed. He stood in front of swords meant for your soul. He interrupted curses spoken against you. He broke chains before they could ever touch your hands. But every time you turned away, every time you delayed responding to his nudges, a part of his heart grew heavier. He is not angry with you. He is desperate for you to hear, because time is short and truth cannot wait. God is here in this moment. His presence is so near, you can almost feel the shift in the air. You may not see him physically, but your spirit knows. Something has changed. He says to you, "My child, you are safe. Nothing will harm you as long as you trust me and pray. You are under my protection. You are not alone. The world threw stones at you, but none struck, because I was your shield. The enemy set traps, but none caught you, because I led you around them." Now I need you to hear what Michael is weeping over. There is someone you know, who has been hiding a confession.